Nothing in the world can get to me. When I'm on that track, there's nothing else that matters. Just going fast and turning laps, just trying to move forward. I could go skydiving or bungee jump, the adrenaline still doesn't compare. Taking that left turn fast as you can, the give and take, the bump, the bang. Trying to be the first to get to that checkered flag. I just wanna race my race. You gotta be fast or you're the worst. You gotta be fast or you're gonna get your just wanna race my race. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your relay. Get ready to rumble. That world's best fight. You feel the rumble of the crowd as the cars go speeding by. All the dirt in the air, the smell of tires, cars passing back.
And we're back with Beers and Gears, episode 13. I'm Blade.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Kurt.
Got Kurt Pearson on tonight. So, let them know who you are, where you're from, all that stuff.
My name's Kurt Pearson. I've been around pretty much everywhere. My family is from Boston, Massachusetts area. My dad was in the military, so I really don't have a place that I'm technically from. But I've lived a lot of my life in California, Boston, Florida, Wisconsin, Maryland, and you name it, I've been there. Germany.
Yeah.
So, you're from Dodgeville right now?
Yeah, I've been living in Dodgeville for quite a while right now.
And so what was your first racing experience? Doesn't have to be driving, could be as a fan, whatever. That you can remember anyway.
When I was 8 is when I started racing, and the reason why I did is because my dad and I built a stock car for him out in California, and I went to one race, and I just had to do it. So
Hooked for life.
I got hooked on it. It was all asphalt oval track. We went to a circuit of 4 different tracks out there,
Nice.
and I just got hooked on it. I started with a go-kart, and then won the track championship 4 years in a row.
There you go.
There you go.
Pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I was a young little kid under 10 years old winning track championships.
Yep, I have that. People don't like it when
Oh, no.
young people are coming in.
Oh, and then my dad wrecked his car one week and broke his ankle and couldn't race.
Oh, man.
So we put the whole car back together throughout the week, and he couldn't get in it because his ankle was broken. I got in his car, and I won the first race I was ever in it.
There you go.
And that was when I was 11, and I was kind of stuck to it then.
Oh, yeah, that hooked you in.
I would say you take like one lap and it's over.
Yep.
You're stuck.
If you don't get out of the car mad after one lap, it's done. You're buying a car, doing whatever.
I've done that plenty of times, but
Right, yeah. I think I've only really got out of the car mad twice.
last year.
No, last year I didn't get out of the car mad.
No?
I had a lot of reason to be mad, but I
Yeah.
never got out of the car mad. Mad at me, a couple people. But
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you'll get that.
you're going to have that about every week.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a few people mad at me in Darlington.
There's a lot of stuff for just unreasonable, dumb things. Some things.
You know, and something breaks and you can't control your car anymore. Like
Yeah.
when my drive shaft broke and I ran into one of the other guys, he wasn't very happy.
Yeah.
Couldn't turn.
Yeah. That'll happen. So at that point, growing up, who was your favorite driver that you can remember? I just kind of started asking this.
So when I was living in the Boston area, I was what they call a hospitality worker at Loudon International Speedway.
Okay.
So I got to meet a lot of the race car drivers. Met everywhere from Davey Allison to Dale Earnhardt to Jeff Gordon and a whole bunch of the other guys. And Davey Allison has always been my favorite.
Yeah. Any of the Allisons are great.
Yeah, he was actually fun to watch and great guy.
Oh yeah. So then, when did you said you started at 8 years old?
Yeah.
I guess that gets that question out of the way a little early. And what made you get into it is kind of your dad racing, and then you get in there and you're hooked, right?
It was kind of a fight between my mom and my dad.
Oh.
My mom wanted to go out with her friends, and my dad wanted to go to the racetrack, and I didn't want to do either one. So my mom kind of won, and I got forced to go to the track with my dad. That was probably the worst idea my mom ever had.
You're like, wait a minute, I actually like this now.
Yeah, I liked it, and every time my dad was in the garage, I was out in the garage. It was 2-3 hours past my bedtime. I was still out in the garage with my dad.
So speaking of that, what are some of your favorite memories that you can think of? I mean, you've been everywhere with racing.
I mean, a lot of my memories, we kind of got away from racing after we left California
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of years. We're just moving all over the place. I think one of the best memories I have is moving everywhere. Every time I'd move somewhere, we'd find a new track to go and either watch or race at.
Right.
So it's not any individual thing. It's just I got used to being the new kid everywhere. So I kind of started liking it. So.
Oh yeah, that's definitely interesting when you're the new guy there.
And already starting to win and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pissing people off the first week you're there.
Yep.
I did that. I did that. Not because I won. Not because I won, but because I thought I knew what I was doing and I did not.
Yeah.
Driving to the bottom, slamming doors.
Yeah.
And it's just any track you go to, they have their own like little courtesies, I guess you call them.
Mm-hmm.
That this track you can pass on the inside. This track you're not allowed to. This track you're allowed to bump and run. This track you're not.
Like typical stuff that you would see there as opposed to wherever you've been. And
Yeah, and you go into a track and you actually know how to race and you don't follow their rules or their little unspoken rules, and you just go out and win, and they get kind of upset.
So you can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody told me that. All I did was pass you.
Yeah, one of the worst thing is, I don't know if you know what it is, but when you diamond a track,
Yep.
you're out in the lead and you just turn the track into a diamond.
Uh-huh.
That pisses people off.
Yeah, they don't like it because it seems like you're using a lot of the track, but it's what you got to do.
I've never done it in traffic. I've always done it when I was on the lead because it is so.
It's
much
about the
faster.
only place you could really do it. I mean, safely because you can't.
Yeah,
At least in dirt
safely.
tracking, you don't have any mirrors, so.
Yeah, dirt track you can't.
So we could only in one place in the lead, like you said,
Yeah,
because
it's hard to do.
then you know you're kind of free because they have to get to your door before you can see them.
Yeah.
They have to be actually past your door because the nose is lower, so they have to be
basically past you before you can see them.
exactly.
Yeah.
At that point, if they get to your quarter panel, they're yelling at you. Hey man, I didn't see you.
Yeah, use that excuse a lot.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you really call it an excuse. It's a truth at that point
Yeah.
because
Oh, it's even when they're already past me and I
I didn't see you, man. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't touch you. Yeah, right.
Everybody has green paint in their car.
Yeah. I remember the night you didn't think you hit me, and you climbed up over my fender, and I'm like,
Oh,
whoa, that was kind of neat. I wasn't upset about it, but I'm like, look at my fender. It's all green.
Yeah, I went into the corner a little too hard that day. Oh, no, I got pushed into you.
Yeah, because you were up top, or no, you were in the middle,
I was in the middle, and
they came down and got you, and I was on the bottom.
Yeah, he came down, hit me. I went down, hit you.
He climbed up over my
And
tire.
you came back up, hit me. I went up over your tire and pushed him into a hole.
Yeah,
It was a whole party.
it was just one of those things where the cars get really shaky after you get into each other.
Oh yeah.
Then it was the same night my car caught on fire.
Oh, your car caught on fire that night?
Dang.
We've all been there in this room, then, other than Blade, but
So the positive cable of the battery that ran through the firewall caught on something and put a hole in the protective coating.
the insulation,
And
yep.
it grounded out and just sparked it.
Oh, no.
Yep. It's better than Johnny's though. His whole engine blew
Yeah, at
out.
least you still had a motor after that.
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
The night I caught fire, I blew 4 holes in the motor. And
Yeah.
hot oil went all over my exhaust and just woof.
Well,
I didn't stop until flames were coming up out of the hood, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was the same thing when my son caught on fire that one night. He blew a piston through the bottom and through the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he did good.
I had one rod left after that.
He had one piston left in the car.
yeah. That seems to be the case. Yeah. Man.
And they're similar motors. I had 2.0 dual at that point,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You guys run like that, basically, right? I know it's not quite the same motor because they have their flipped around stuff and whatnot compared to.
Yeah, yours is backwards compared to mine.
Yeah.
You have the exhaust.
I like to say yours is backwards, but it's vice versa at this point. I don't get why they do that. Exhaust up front. It's just weird to me because it's got to wrap all the way up around, and
I have absolutely no idea.
you think you want intake up there. You're getting all the air up there.
Because there was an engineer somewhere that said, "Oh, this looks cool. Let's do this."
Yeah.
I mean, Cavaliers are the same way. The exhaust goes from front to the back.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know. Well, I guess it might be easier getting like the exhaust off, but
I've asked people about it. It's something about the firewall and how close it has to be to the motor. And
yeah. Well, the intakes on those are dumb anyway because they run to the back, and it's actually a hot air box, not a cold air intake.
yeah, it runs around the back.
That's why is this a thing? Are you trying to overheat an engine? I don't know.
Somebody had a bright idea.
So was it always front wheel drive, or did you go rear wheel drive first?
No, my go-kart was rear-wheel drive. My dad's car was a rear-wheel drive. It was a 76 Chevy Nova shoebox,
There you go.
basically, that we turned into a race car.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got on dirt for the first time, it was the first time I ever did a front-wheel drive.
Front wheel drive, and the first time when was it Eclipse on the first one?
Yeah.
Sorry, she threw me off.
Yeah. You got any favorite racing experiences from those? I know we popped off a couple there, but
The first time I was on dirt, I knew how good I was on asphalt, and then I got on dirt. I was like, these guys just don't know what I can do. These guys are in for it. So, and then I got like smoked. I was like, what the hell?
What happened?
So, I mean, I've always been a big proponent to master anything that I try doing,
Mhm.
and dirt is just so different than asphalt.
oh, I bet.
If you can race on asphalt, if you can race on dirt, you might have a chance on asphalt.
Yeah.
If you can race on asphalt, you have no idea what you're getting into on dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a guy who wants me to run my car on asphalt, and I don't.
You can take a dirt car and change it to asphalt, but you cannot take an asphalt car and change it to dirt too easy.
Yeah,
So your car would actually be pretty good on asphalt.
they want me to go up to like the Dells and Lacrosse and whatnot.
Oh, that'd be fancy.
Those tracks are weird though, because they're not like a solid track for the four cylinders. They go run down the front stretch, and then they boom boom down onto like a makeshift track that comes.
Yeah, they don't run the full track.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which I think that would suck, because if your car's a low car, then you're like, you know,
It's not that big of a jump.
no.
I got a friend of mine that races out there.
I'd just be more worried about settling things down, getting into the corners and all that stuff instead of.
Yeah, you'd have to change out your shocks and part of your set.
Mine's are all factory. I'm not even lying to you. I'm dead honest. Master Pro Shock's been on there for 6 years.
Mine are doing close to factory. This ain't going to that, right?
But yeah, you can tell mine are factory. They still got the sticker that goes over the top. I haven't changed springs out of them or nothing.
Oh, mine are way off.
And the
They don't
only,
have any clips.
the only thing I did to them is I added a spring rubber in the right rear. That's it. 2-inch spring rubber in the right rear. Which is the only thing you can do legally is 1 2-inch spring rubber and whatever.
You're allowed to cut an inch off each spring.
You can cut them, yeah, but I don't want it. I don't need to.
They didn't say anything about adding an inch.
Yeah. I know that we found out that you can't add pipe to the bottom of the shocks. You can't do that.
Nope, can't do that. Can't put a football in the middle of the springs either.
No. One spring rubber seems to really help it, though, because it keeps the weight on both front tires.
Yeah,
That's the biggest problem. A lot of people hop in them, and they nose it down into the corner, and it just lifts the left front, and then you're screwed because your momentum is not there anymore. Then you're going to go drive up the hill instead of through the corner.
Gotcha.
That's no fun.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then you'll find if you get a spring rubber in the rear, you go into the corner, same deal. Instead of that spring letting the weight all transfer one side, it holds the weight in that corner. So it's all weights on the front tires. And then you'll find your left rear start coming up a little, just a tad.
Yeah.
Mine's only coming off the ground about yay high at Darlington. Then you see a couple other people, they're like, whoa!
Yeah. Well, my car is so much wider and heavier than everybody else's.
Yeah, it's like a Neon, but like twice as heavy.
And twice as wide.
And it's all in the rear too, right? Basically, that's what basically all in the rear weight.
Yeah.
Because they got like twice the length of the quarter panels. It's got everything is longer, wider, everything.
Yeah, I mean, it sticks to the corners pretty well. It's just a matter of getting the power to get to it.
That thing screams. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's loud.
It sounds like it's at 10 grand going around the track.
The first tune computer I put in it was at 9,000.
Yeah.
And when that motor blew, I tuned it down to 80.
Let's just back it down a little bit.
Yeah.
We're only running 7,800.
I think this year we're going to run right around 85, 86.
85. As long as you control it and you know that it's not hurting it, you know.
Oh no, it's capable of 9 the way we have the internal.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
The strong built motor will get you places.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what I'm gonna have this year. It's gonna be quick, but will it be quick enough to be in the front?
It's not gonna be as quick as last year.
Well, it might be as quick as last year, but the problem is everybody else has gotten quicker. Every year is quicker. When I started, we were going 70 mile an hour. Now we're probably going 80, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
it's quicker.
Yeah.
First year I had that car out there, it was straight off the street, knocked the windows out, put a cage in it, and went.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our top speed on the back was like 62, 63.
Mm-hmm.
Not last year, because last year we had a problem all year long. Year before that, we got up to 76.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this year we get to 85 or so.
So I
There
know
you
that
go.
we had an officer in the corner clocking us at one night.
Yeah.
And we're hitting 70 coming into the corner.
Yeah.
So that's after he was clocking us right as we're lifting. So
Yeah.
we're already
Wow.
lost no speed
Yeah.
there. So I figured probably 75, 80-ish, somewhere in there. Which is moving, really, in a 3/8 mile little track like that.
Yeah, for a 4-cylinder, that's moving.
It's
pretty good.
moving.
Oh yeah.
And the lap times are pretty close to like hobby stock, you know, small mod motors, you know. But at Lancaster or Dubuque, we're hitting 19-second lap times, almost at 18-second lap times now, and which is insane.
Yeah, we had it running right one night in Dubuque for about half the race.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's when you were up front, basically.
that's when he started 6 in the feature and like instantly was in the front.
Yep.
And he led the first 6 laps of the feature, and then that's when it started again and couldn't get it to go over $4,000 again, and he fell back real quick. But when it was running right, he was running away.
Right.
Yeah.
That's always, yeah.
So hopefully we'll get it back there again.
I think I only ran against you guys down in Dubuque one time.
Might have been that night too.
Yeah.
Well, no, not that night, because the night that I ran against you down there is the night that I won down there. I think. No, it might have been a week after, and I finished second to Chambers or whatever. I think Chambers was down there. No, it's even worse. It's the year after, because
I wasn't there.
Because it was Jalen was there, and I remember because you guys and Jalen drove up. Then I came up behind for hot laps and followed up the hill. So I drove back by you, and you were like, "Hey!" I was like, I don't know what my car's gonna do. We had a lot of stupid issues.
Yeah, we had an idea what our car was going to do, but it actually like somehow it worked for the first 6 laps of the feature.
Mm-hmm. It's always good. It means you're getting somewhere as long as you can keep the power to it, like you
Yeah,
said.
that was about halfway through last season. It only worked that night for those laps. It didn't work in a heat race,
Right.
and it happened to work for some reason.
Perfect track, perfect opportunity, and then
It just worked. It was actually revving up to 7,200 or 8,200 RPM.
82, yeah.
Dang, yeah.
And he was running away from everybody, and then something happened, and it wouldn't go over $4,000 again.
So Blade's only
Man.
been to the track twice.
Yep. Pretty much.
So he'll probably remember the car if he sees it, but he doesn't know it, you know?
Was it last year or the year before?
Shoot,
Mixture
I
of both.
can't remember.
Mixture of both. He
so
came.
it would have been purple, not like me.
It was
Oh, gotcha.
it was purple. I think he was there the year that it was green.
Okay.
Because that was the year I was in the
Maybe.
championship race and I broke the last night or whatever.
That was the year that I got third or
Third, yep. Because I
third
finished.
overall.
Nope, that was the year before that. Because remember, I looked at you and I said, "I'm gonna be right there next year." Remember, I said
Who are
that.
you? I get that a lot.
Remember at the drivers at the banquet, you had
Yeah.
third, and we're sitting there talking to each other.
I had second. The only one that beat me was Kelsey.
Yeah. And then I looked over at you and I said, I'm going to be right where you're at right now next year. And then that's where we were the next year.
I never got there again.
But it's proof, though, consistency matters. You're going to be there in
Yeah.
points. If you're there
Yeah.
consistently, you run
we
consistently.
were just there every night. I mean, we didn't do very well in any race.
I mean, you finished consistent enough that.
Yeah, we finished between 6 and 8 every week.
Yeah. But when you get 10 different drivers every single time,
Yeah.
and you get 5 normal drivers, you're going to be in the top 5 no matter what, you know? So what tracks have you been at? I kind of let it trail off, but that's fine.
That's fun. That's how it goes.
We're doing good here. So what tracks have you been at? How many tracks have you been at, and what's your favorites?
I couldn't even count how many tracks I've been at.
Yeah.
But my favorite was El Cajon Speedway, El Cajon, California, which no longer exists. They tore it down about 5 years ago.
Oh man.
they tore it down because it was just old and the previous owner never took care of it.
Mhm.
No.
But it was where I learned how to race.
Mhm.
It was probably my favorite track when I was out there. It seated 17,000 people.
Dang.
And it was packed every night, every Saturday night.
That's a perfect fan base too. If they're going to be there every single night.
It was so much fun out
That's what I think. I think that's what I'm going to say. If anybody ever asks me, it's going to be Darlington because of my first race was there,
there.
and I feel like if you can get around Darlington, you can get about just any track around here.
Darlington's
anyway.
a hard track to race.
Yeah, because you think you got 3 and 4 good, get down to 1 and 2 and try to get around that corner.
Yeah, then you got to slow down more for 1 and 2 than you do for 3 and 4.
And a lot of people don't get that concept of slowing down even more because they're like, oh, no, we can make it.
Yeah, I remember the first night I was on it. I didn't make that first lap very well.
No? Because me and you met actually at the Test and Tune that year.
Yep.
Your first
My
year.
first year. Yep.
And I thought you were somebody else. You pulled up and like, hey, how's it going? I was talking to you. And I'm like, so you're friends with so-and-so? You're like, no, I don't even know who that
I don't know
is.
who that is.
Like, oh, okay. Then we got talking. We talked basically weekly all the time at that
Yep.
point.
Yep.
Probably still would if we weren't parking closer or whatever.
Yeah, you ended up buying a spot, and I don't have that kind of money.
I had a sponsor buy me a spot. That's what it
I don't have
was.
sponsor money.
Our car looks like all stickered out, but that's just because I take a lot of sponsors to equal one thing.
No, I really kind of wanted to do everything on my own. I didn't want to have to owe a sponsor or show up for
Well,
a sponsor.
That's the best thing. We don't owe anything. We say, would you like to sponsor? We give you this spot,
That's it.
stuff like that. I don't say, okay, if I do this, buy this, buy this. I don't give them that. If they want me to, then we'll talk about it. But usually it's like, I'm going to give you guys a sticker on it. I'm going to give you a weekly update on Facebook. We're going to put it on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Now that we have the YouTube,
Yeah.
we'll put it on YouTube, and then, yeah, they seem to be pretty decently happy with that. I try to keep them happy. I send people their way all the time. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't like. I know there's a bunch of people out there who put certain things on there. If I don't do this, then no longer a sponsor kind of thing. But
No, I kind of like sponsor myself. I can do whatever I want to the car. I can make it look
Right.
however I want it. Didn't have to keep a certain look for anybody.
exactly.
I wanted to
Yep.
go and change the whole color, which we did. I don't have to
Yeah.
make sure everybody knows about it.
Went from lime green to
Mhm.
purple, which looked pretty decent when it came in. I remember seeing it the first time.
Yeah, until it rained.
So
Oh man.
because that's what it did it do it.
Because my son used indoor paint instead of outdoor paint.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do it. Yeah.
So when it rained, it like started melting and the green started coming through.
You'll have that.
Yeah.
It looked kind of cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
If you would have left it, it would have looked kind of cool.
I remember my first year, we had these like a little tin plates to over the headlights,
Yeah.
and we had it open on one side because I didn't really know if I was doing it right. And some mud got up in there, and a little bit of water got in there. And it looked like it was like tearing out dirt because it looked like a face and just tearing out the dirt.
Yeah, my first couple of weeks racing, I didn't put anything over the headlights. And
Mhm.
I had the intake down there, and it got clogged.
Oh yeah.
So we
Yeah.
put some screens in it and fixed that up.
What do you think of the racing noses on the four cylinders? What do you think?
What?
Like having people having nose cones on their cars and stuff like that. Does it
I mean, on
matter
a,
to you? Big deal or?
on a 4-cylinder, is it really going to do anything?
I just put there because it looks cool.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
on a 4-cylinder, you don't really
It's not going to help you aerodynamically. Not
you don't really
what we're
do
doing.
a whole lot. Your aerodynamics are so messed up because it's a normal car.
It doesn't help it breathe at all. I'll tell you that.
No, it doesn't help anything. So I think it's just a looks kind of thing.
Yeah. And gotta tell, a lot of the neons I see with Camaro noses, they look pretty cool. There's one guy out there with a Challenger nose cone on the neon, and they made it themselves, kind of off of a different one. It's one of one. It looks perfect.
I was gonna put my WRX nose on it.
There you go.
Oh,
Just to see
yeah.
if people got
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Cole Farrell's got a Camry nose cone on the Honda now. I just saw it on Facebook.
Really?
Yep.
Why would he change that? That
I
car
don't
was
know.
insanely fast.
Oh, it's gonna be still fast. It's just a look.
And it's not really gonna do anything. It's just gonna look.
I think Welter's got a Camaro nose cone. I think I saw that on Facebook now.
The Camaro nose cone might do something because it is pointed a little bit more than everybody else's, but I don't think it's going to help her.
Those freaking things are sturdy too.
Yeah.
I thought the first thing I bumped somebody, I thought, oh, it's broke, it's done.
No, it's
No, and then I looked it up, and the reviews, they had to test it. They ran it over with a freaking fork truck one way, then flipped it over, ran it over again. All they had to do was like push on it, and then boop, 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 and then you put it back on the car. Good
There
to go.
you go.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it looked like it'd been like hit. It's not like it's magic.
Right. It's Rubbermaid.
I mean, I slammed into one of the big tractor tires on the front stretch with it, head on, right in the middle. I'm like, oh, that split it right down the seam. I know for a fact it's gone, and oh, good go.
Well, there
Yeah,
you
those
go.
tractor tires will get you.
Oh yeah, that was the one deal when I kind of got spun out from somebody behind me, and I lost it, and I drove down into Cameron Wall, and we kind of both went down into the infield, and then he was we hit one tire, it went between us, and then he was going head on for one, and I kind of nudged him out of the way, and I took the full front of it.
Oh.
Like, oh, and we were running like third and fourth. He's like, why don't you do that? We were already running up front. Like, I was not trying to take you out.
That wasn't when you went into the corner too hard, was it?
No. This was like we did just fine, and then somebody clipped my rear
Oh.
bumper, and it kind of helped me around, you know.
Right.
I'm like, oh, well, done now, and then I was like, oh, we're still running, so I just floored it. I didn't even think to shift out a little bit. It was like, seventh place, good enough. It's those stupid things that you don't. And then Cam was not happy with me. He come up yelling at me, you know. I'm like, rightfully so. But I thought he spun me out because he got into me a couple times going around the other side of the track.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you got me. I'm like, who got me loose then? And he thought I said you got me loose or whatever. So he's like, what? And he started getting his belt. I'm like, go to the pits. I'm not fighting right now. I don't want to get disqualified. And my car started smoking. That was a week after it caught fire, so we had tires burned up that we didn't know about.
Yep.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, the fun stuff.
Everything's so tight in there. One little flame can do a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when my power cord went up, that took out half my wiring.
Yeah.
That's when I had to make my simplified wiring.
And that's way better anyway. The simplified
is.
wiring is.
It definitely is, but I wasn't going to do it because there's so many wires in that
Oh,
car. But then they all caught fire. I kind of had to.
Yeah, it's like, well, they're drunk now anyway, so.
Yep.
Power, ground. Power, ground.
Pretty much. This worked. Yep.
Why is everything backward? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then, other than racing, what do you got for hobbies or work or anything?
Oh boy. Spent 22 years in the Army.
Go.
I was a sapper, airborne air assault. Went to Ranger School. That was pretty fun. Wasn't really all that hard because I went to sapper school. Sapper school, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. That school sucked.
Yeah.
That was harsh.
I bet.
Probably one of the harder schools I've ever been to in my life. It wasn't so much that it was hard, it was that we were allowed maybe through the 30 days of the school, maybe 15 hours of sleep through 30 days.
Oh, no fun.
Everything was teaching us how to work with sleep deprivation and still keep our head about us, still be able to think, and still be able to do what we need to do. I was also a demolition expert, so I love blowing up.
Yeah,
it was
there you
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
It's not good when you blow up your race car, but you know.
No.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing.
When you're done with it, it's fun. I also now I own my own business. Went to college for business administration, business law, and business management. Had 3 bachelors. When I retired from the Army, I just didn't want to work for anybody else.
Right.
So
Honestly, yeah.
I had an extra $1,000 in my bank account. I was like, let's see if I can get this thing going.
There you go. Perfect.
Yep.
First 3 years, it didn't work. I just kept going. I gotten good with a few people that had a lot more money than I did, and they helped me out. And, we're on our 2nd year in our building, doing pretty well.
Right.
There you go.
And they want to look for you and want to tell them what you do or what your name is and all that stuff?
So name of the business is Auto Daycare. We're out of Dodgeville, Wisconsin. We do detailing, spray and bed liners, window tinting. We've done quite a few car wraps. We've done decals for businesses like QLF. We do all their lettering on the side of their trucks. But the most fun thing we do probably is the full car wraps.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually fun to do. They take a lot of time, a lot of
Oh, yeah,
patience,
they do.
but they're They're actually fun.
I bet race cars are not as much fun. Pre-dented race cars, anyway.
Yeah.
I've wrapped 4 of them.
There you go.
I've wrapped 4 race cars. I did 2 last year and 2 this year. 2 of them were pre-dented and 2 of them were brand new. I definitely like doing the brand new ones better.
Yeah,
Of course,
they work with you a little bit more.
Yeah, they actually like make things look better.
Mm.
But all 4 of them came out really well. They were happy with them.
Did you like the Ross cars last year?
Yep, I did Jason Rose car
Oh,
and
I always say it wrong.
Jalen Rose car. And this year I was asked not to tell who I did.
No, perfect.
So
Yeah.
I did 2 other cars this year. So Jason and Jalen are using some of the same panels, but
Right.
some not.
And they typically run just pretty similar paint schemes anyway.
They run the exact same piece.
Exact same paints. Because I know they changed from green one year to blue to
Yeah, now
No.
they're blue and orange and white
Yeah.
now. It's just what their sponsors wanted and what they like. So,
right. I got the old pictures and whatnot from.
Yeah.
Like I won the fan pack from them one year, which your
Oh.
wife put together, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yep. Or helped put it together. Did it?
She helped put it together.
Yep, I remember I got that. I still got a whole bunch of stickers at home and stuff that
Yeah.
was in there. I got about 100 hero cards that were just put in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is cool stuff.
I get stickers and shirts and anything I want, whatever. So,
Mhm. That's always fun to have that stuff.
yeah.
So at that point, is it difficult running a business and a race program at the same time?
Kind of racing goes on the back seat
Mm.
because my busiest time is usually from March to about November. And that's about the time that
Yep.
you're trying to run something.
Yep.
So my son stepping in actually was good for me. It kind of upset me a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I was able to spend more time on the business. He was able to get out there and try some new things.
Mm-hmm.
He-
And now he's hooked, just like you were.
yeah, he actually pissed me off the first couple of years because he did way better than I did on dirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the years and years of background of asphalt racing
Yeah,
to fight within the head, you know?
asphalt and dirt are, I can't say it enough, they're so different. You see
Mhm.
somebody that's good on asphalt, they're probably not going to be any good on dirt. And if you see somebody that's good on dirt, it's going to take them a little bit, but they got a better chance on asphalt than an asphalt to dirt guy does.
And I think it's actually better to start with a slower car. Not that you guys are slower. On my instance, I mean, I started with a Nia or a Cavalier that was basically stock,
Mhm.
and back of the pack, beating and banging, didn't know how to drive. I think that taught me more about the respect of the other driver than anything.
Yeah, my car was able to be.
Yours is
Up in
quick.
the front.
Don't get me wrong.
I just didn't know how to get it.
Right.
So,
And you got to put it all together to get there,
yeah.
and which I still work with every day because there's times when I'm
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
I watch.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I get in there and start watching like hours and hours of my footage, follow my car, and
Well, I don't watch my own footage because I know I suck. So,
well, the way I see it is I suck, yeah, but I can learn from. Okay, I drove in too deep here. Don't do that again. Here's what I can do better.
there's quite a few people that I was watching their YouTube videos of their in-car cameras.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 in particular that I learned a lot about what I was doing wrong.
Right.
I knew there was a lot I was doing wrong, and I learned a lot about that. So.
It's definitely helpful to have like some sort of something to go off of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I had an in-car camera for myself, so I would watch theirs and then watch mine just to see how much I was actually doing wrong, and there was a lot.
Right.
And so it actually came out pretty good.
Somebody had given you input is also helpful as well.
Oh yeah. Jason Roth is amazing to work with,
Mhm.
and then his sister Becky, she raced.
She can
4
drive.
cylinders,
She can drive.
and she raced just about everything out there.
Mhm.
And,
She drove last year in Jalen's car once.
yeah, and that was a race that she almost won.
She almost won, yeah.
to
She
the
ran a heat race and then it kind of fell off.
yeah, the radiator went out.
Yeah, radiator went out, and we got around her a little bit there, and then in the feature, my car was acting up, but I was still able to go with her, and she was holding me up, and then something happened, and a restart came about. I actually got by her. I'm like, yes, finally, just stay up here.
Yeah, you know.
It's one of those where like, I just want to get by you. Just come on, anything.
And she helped me out a lot. She taught me a lot about what it actually is 4-cylinder racing.
Right.
What
I
things
can't.
I needed to change in my car. Like when I first started, I had a 16-inch steering wheel because it looked cool. Yeah, that was bad.
Ah.
So I went to a 22-inch steering wheel, and instead of doing this, I had to do this.
Get like
So
quarter turn instead of let's go 5 times around here just to get an inch of steer.
I should put a suicide valve on this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say enough. I haven't talked to her much about racing, but just from watching what she's doing, I was literally following her in a race going, oh yeah, that's what I would do. This is awesome. wait. I don't know how to do that. Let me figure that out real quick. And then,
Yeah, she was so much fun to talk to while I was sitting there trying to race. Like in between the races, she was just awesome to talk to. She knew so much. She had so many experiences, and listening to her was just awesome.
And I know the track announcer brought her up, like, oh yeah, there's a romp in the 4-cylinder cars. When I first started announcing it this year, that's who.
Yeah. Jalen came back. Yeah,
Yep.
she's actually doing really well. She's gonna be something to watch this year.
Oh yeah, I think she kind of got spooked. I think people scared her away.
She had that one race where her tie rod broke, like
Oh.
snapped in half,
Oh man.
and she ran into the side of a guy,
Yeah.
and he got mad and started yelling at her. And
Well, him and about
she-
10 people were yelling at her. And it was
She didn't like it ever since then. She like wanted to quit. She didn't come back the next week. We finally got her back in the car, and
then she only wanted to run like the Butte and stuff like that, which I don't blame her because I think they went way over the top. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
if I had that the first year, I banged up a lot of cars.
oh, me too.
And if I had that, you don't learn anything from that. Screaming at somebody's not teaching them anything. You walk up to them, calm-headed, and be like, hey, you know, it's your first go, I get it. Next time, try this or whatever. You know, I don't know, there's a way to teach it instead of,
Yeah.
no, that's just going to scare a first timer and they're not going to want to come back.
It was like my first race. The second lap in my first heat race, I slammed into the back of Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I like broke his bumper, pushed his frame like almost 2 inches ahead of where
Oh,
it should have
man.
been. And he was out for the week. And he just came over and he's like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "I hit the brakes and it just didn't stop." He's like, "Yeah, don't hit the brakes, just turn." I was like, "Makes sense, okay." And I never did it again. I just hit the brakes and started turning, or didn't hit the brakes and turned. And instead of coming up and yelling at me, he just came up and tried
Talk to
to
you a
help.
little bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I did with Jalen after that night. Actually, I walked up to her, and you know, Jason's over there. I know. I'm like, I'm not here to yell, man. I'm just here. It's okay. And then I gave her a hug, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm not mad at you. Just, there'll be a lot of learning here.
Yeah, that's probably one guy at the track you don't want to mess with.
No,
No.
I don't have any.
He's really calm and level-headed, but strong.
Yeah. Note to self.
Yeah.
So then we get there. What made you step down from racing and letting your son get behind the wheel, and how did that feel?
Well, it kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
But I just got back into it. I've been racing for 3 years, I think it was, before he took over.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wanted to race and kept hounding me. And finally I was like, fine, just take it. And it was, at first it was really fun to watch him race, but then he wouldn't listen to me. He would go over and talk to everybody else, including you, and listen to you guys, and wouldn't listen to anything that I was trying to tell him. I wasn't telling him how to race. I was telling him how to listen to his car and tell what
Right.
he was doing. Because I couldn't tell him how to race anyway. But,
Nobody can tell anybody how to race.
right, but I could
It's,
tell him how
it's
to,
whether they accept it.
yeah. I was trying to tell him how to figure out what was going on with his car when it wasn't doing what he wanted it
Mhm.
to do, and he just wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
And it upset me, and I was already upset because I got into it because I wanted to do it, not give it to somebody else.
Mhm.
But you know, he's my son. I was like, okay, you need this experience too. It's kind of fun. Just
Yeah.
go for it.
Don't worry, he didn't listen to me. He listened to me one time, and I was like, yes, he did it. And the next time he went out, I'm like,
He never did it again.
oh no.
Yeah.
Because I looked up to him and said, see what this is going on? This is what your car is doing. Try this. And then he's like, got it.
Yeah. And then he led those 6 laps in Dubuque, and nobody could tell him anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, either they'll learn like, to be like, okay, I got to listen a little bit, or they're going to learn eventually.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's not a terrible driver. He's
The only problem with him is he's fearless.
fearless. Yeah.
He does not care if he hits something or rolls it. Because we are in.
Ah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but on the other side of that, he doesn't care if he hits something or rolls the car, but on the other side of that, he has learned real quick how to respect it and how to control it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
That
he's not
respect
afraid.
is what you need, right?
He's
there.
not afraid to get out of control, but he's not going to because unless
He knows what
something
could
happens.
happen, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not afraid of it. If he has to bomb a corner, he will.
Mm-hmm. If that's what
So-
needs to be done, then.
Yeah.
Right. If somebody's messing with something that's not supposed to be, he's not going to be afraid of anything.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. I typically think of myself as a clean driver, but I feel like if I pushed far enough where somebody's just doing stuff over and over and over,
there's a limit.
there is a limit. And you can feel the fuse just slowly burning away. Like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough.
There's a few other things. My son knows who's behind him and knows nothing's going to happen to him.
Mhm.
So.
I think we all do a decent job taking care of each other, I think. A decent job.
For the most part,
I mean, there's a couple people who you're like, I don't know what they're going to do yet, but
right. There's a couple guys out there who are out there for themselves, but everybody usually does pretty well with each other. So.
mhm. It's a fun family thing. It's
It's a fun class to race in.
yeah, it's a fun track. I mean, from the stands, my first pit experience, I saw a fight. I'm like, oh, everybody down here hates everybody.
Yep.
And then my first time into pits, oh, everybody's helping everybody. What's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's I call it a hillbilly macho thing.
Mhm.
It's everybody's into cars, everybody's running their cars. Everybody has money in their cars,
Oh yeah.
and some people put everything they have into their cars.
One
Something
thing
happens to it, and they're
the racers need to all know: you're never getting that money back.
right. Yeah, you're not going to sell that car for you have.
No. A lot of people think, oh, I got 10 grand in that thing. I need at least 13 or whatever. You know,
no.
I gotta make what I make. I'm like, no. You're
Yeah,
screwed.
man.
You're gonna get
Yeah.
maybe $1,000 out of that car.
Yeah, and that's if it's still running.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you throw all your parts into it, and like everything.
And with my son taking over the last couple of years, there's a possible surprise coming here. In the next year or so.
There you go.
So my son is going off to college. Not quite sure where he's going yet. He's got a choice of like 9 different places that accepted him.
I hear big things.
All the way from colleges like UCLA to Madison. Everybody's accepted him, and he just doesn't know where he wants to go yet. But he will be home every summer to race. So
Perfect.
just there's something that could be coming out. I've always wanted to race with him, so we'll just leave it at that.
Well, there you go.
That'd be great to see.
I've
Yeah.
always wanted to put him in the wall for taking over my car.
So,
It's gonna be a
that's
fun
something
one,
funny. My dad
Yeah.
always talked about getting into my car, my Cavalier, and racing against me, and everybody's, oh, you'd be mad if he beat you. And I'm like, no, actually, I'd be car owner at that point. You can't really be mad if your car
then.
wins.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, I'd be a little upset I didn't win, but if I'm not mad when I don't win normally,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it'd be probably a little bit more, but.
Well,
And then Dad's like, I'll probably put you in defense. I'm like,
You
you
better
ruined
not.
both our cars. It's gonna suck.
they didn't ruin both my cars, then I will be mad.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it sucked, but I'm not gonna be upset about it. But
No, if my
it's
car
a weird thing.
if
but-
my car wins, whether I'm driving it or not.
like, yes,
There you go. Yep.
it paid off.
You know?
Yeah, I definitely feel that all together. So I got that car that has been sitting for 6 years.
Yeah.
Because I actually drove it one time last year or the year before down at Testing to Dubuque once. It's 100% different than the Neon.
Yeah.
So the Neon doesn't have power steering. Neither does the Cavalier. The Cavalier feels like it has power steering. I could drive that with my pinky.
The Eclipse had power steering, but we took that.
They said it was just eliminated.
Yeah. I mean, it takes an extra spot on the belt, so it takes extra power to run it.
Gotcha.
You're just robbing power from it because less
Yeah,
rotating.
The whole half a horsepower it takes. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, who cares? It's half a horsepower that you might need at the end of the line.
That's half a horsepower and about 3 pounds of stuff in it.
Yeah. Less
Yeah.
rotating mass. Get rid of it.
Yep.
It's exactly it. Yeah.
I mean, they say every little bit counts, but that might be on a little overboard.
Yeah. I don't know. When I drive the Neon, it doesn't feel any heavier. Like, you can control it, so it doesn't matter. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only part that matters is in the pits when you're crawling. So
Well, even then, you're fine.
Yeah.
When your car won't run, you got to push it up onto the
Yeah.
trail.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yes. Or when the tow truck driver thinks that he's gonna push you into the trailer, and it's like, it's not working. Stop! And just
And next thing your trailer's over there and your car's still over there.
Yep.
Been there. Had that happen a couple times.
oh yeah. We made sure the tow truck driver got his money's worth last year.
Yeah.
I mean, heat races. I could win the race, and car won't start now. Hey guys, I need a push. Let's sit for a second in the pits. Vroom! We're like, oh, well, that's interesting. we should probably write that down, figure that out.
Yeah, we've had some of the weirdest issues. We had our upper control arm came up through the shock tower. No idea how that even happened,
Yeah.
but it did. So then we had I don't even know how it happened, but the oil filter fell off. No idea how that happened
Right.
because I took a new oil filter and screwed right on and stayed. I was like, okay.
I blew a seal out of one, never the whole filter.
Yeah.
No, the oil filter was just gone. When we came in the pits. Did that with the air filter too. The air filter was just gone.
Yep, I've run my own air filter over before.
That was,
Not the time that it fell off either. It fell off, and then I came around like that looks familiar. Boom, boom. And they're like, oh yeah. I feel sorry for whoever lost their air filter. Look underneath the hood. Oh.
And then we had a time where the alternator just disappeared. It
Oh,
wasn't on the track. It wasn't in the pits. It was not in the car.
All right then.
I have no idea where that was.
That's where that came from.
yeah.
It was sitting in my car. No, that's probably what happened.
It was sitting in your tire.
That's probably what happened. It probably fell off,
Got sucked up.
got stuck up into somebody else's car. That happened at Dubuque to the hobby stocks.
Yeah.
And somebody was washing their car. I'm like, oh, that's not good. That could have
People
hurt.
wash their cars.
Yes.
Probably should have tried that one.
Usually like hobby stocks and whatnot.
I've never washed that thing.
So we're getting down to the nitty gritty of it. I got a couple
Yep.
more questions for you. You driven rear wheel drive, but you said it's asphalt and rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
Any advice for me getting into a hobby stock? I know it's completely different, but just driving rear wheel drive. I don't drive rear wheel drive race cars.
The only piece of advice, if it was asphalt, I could tell you a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
But being on dirt, just go to people you know that have been doing it for a while.
Yep.
Talk to them.
That's kind of what we used this
Yep.
for a couple times.
Yeah, it's been the general consensus so
Like-
far.
Like Dylan Cool, he's just getting started in it, but he knows quite a bit about it.
Mhm.
And, he's been racing for a long time. He's a great source of information.
Oh yeah,
Talk to him. Talk to Becky.
that's where
Talk
that
to
car
Jason.
came from. Dylan's car.
Yeah.
The neon was Dylan's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely got to get my resources taken care of. Ask everybody.
Just talk to people. Because nobody's going to tell you I ain't helping you. Nobody's going to be like that. Everybody's going to try and do what they can to help you.
At least around here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it benefits them and you. It benefits them because you're going to know what you're doing, so you're not going to wreck their car.
Exactly. That does make
And then
sense.
if you beat them, okay, cool. I helped that guy win.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it only benefits everybody just to talk to everybody and get new friends out of it.
Mhm.
So,
That's basically how I've got a lot of my friends actually.
yeah.
Eric Bowe, I got him from literally asking him questions, and he got me into the
He's helped me
neon.
a couple times.
Oh yeah, that guy knows anything about your motor. He probably knows about almost all of it. My motor knows almost all of it.
Yeah.
You can look at it and go like, that's what's wrong.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that, I should probably call him see if he can't help with mine.
There you go.
Yeah.
So at that point, what do you think of the Beers and Gears podcast? Think it's all right or not so good?
I've watched a few of them. I kind of like them.
There.
It's kind of fun to watch.
Just ignore the first episode.
Yeah.
That's all.
That doesn't
yeah.
count.
Yeah.
I mean, it counts as
Okay.
far as what number it
I'm
is.
not gonna
but
lie. I watched the first episode and it took me a couple weeks to watch the second one.
Yeah. Yep. That was our test.
a couple people thought that as well, and then
But the second and third, and I've only watched like maybe 4 of them.
yeah,
But they've all been pretty good. I just got so busy. I haven't had a
Yep.
weekend off since the end of December. So.
we try to pay attention to what we're doing and be like, all right, we could throw this in there, get a little bit better, or oh,
Yeah.
we like that, keep that, get rid of this, rearrange how we do it. Now we have 2 segments instead of just one straight through.
Oh, okay.
So now we do like a 45 minutes, which we're right on the dot now. So,
Yep.
but now and then we do a second segment that takes roughly about 45 minutes to get that done as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely been fun. Lots of stories. Probably me talking too much again.
Oh
It
yeah.
happens.
That's fine.
It's been less and less each time. Okay.
Usually.
But I want to thank you for coming on. It's been quite a bit of fun.
Yeah, it was good meeting you.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So this has been episode 13.
Yeah. Until next time, folks.
I just wanna race my race. I just wanna race.
Hey guys, don't forget to like
Comment
and subscribe
to the Beers and Gears podcast.
Come on, people!
Life is full of turns. Get that flag, stand on that roof. Whoa, I just wanna race my race. I just wanna